Year 2021. Ramiro is a young archaeologist returning to Lisbon to assist his professor Giordano Daura in an excavation at Alfama. Giordano is the sadly famous author of the controversial book Practical Manual of Paleoservonautics, which scandalously drove him out of the European Archaeological Society. Giordano wants desperately to regain his honor and to prove the truth of his theory. He departs rushedly on a dangerous space-time travel, which ends up in a strange state of deep coma from which he may never return. Ramiro arrives late on a Saturday. Do you still remember all these?
Oh yes, incredible. After more than 20 years, I was a small lad.
The next Sunday, still unaware of Giordano's dramatic fate, he revisits the town he knew so well when still a child.
It's really great to be back. The place didn't change for decades after all.
He meets Brás, an old friend of the family, who finally tells him about Giordano's state. You are staying with Augusta, just like before?
Exactly. And imagine, in the very same apartment from my childhood.
Today is Sunday. Not much to do, isn't it? Why don't you wander around to refresh your recollections? I would join you, you know, but today we have the football match Benfica Sporting, the very one. I just can't miss it. Alfama, the old quarter of eastern Lisbon, is the active scenarium of this adventure. Didn't you know, Ramiro? Your professor is in the hospital. Giordano was found yesterday morning in a state of coma in his own office at the excavation site. They took him to the Clínica dos Remédios, the poor. Ramiro knows the unrevealable truth. Giordano is gone on the long space-time visionary travel to the past. There is a fatal danger on the use of any medical reanimation procedure. Ramiro must act quickly. Alone, Ramiro will try to revive Giordano's last movements and discoveries.
Let's see. The excavation site must be just nearby. Let me try to find it.
He will use his Misiber, an old-fashioned mobile computer, slightly modified, to help him to navigate locally. To recall his email messaging, to check the news of the crisis. During that very summer, Lisbon experiences the most dramatic moment of the euro crisis in its climax.
Incredible. This is the very same sculpture I dreamed about last night. Giordano is right. Definitely right. It was not a dream. It was a vision.
The only chance seems now to try to follow Giordano's last inquirers and to immerse himself into the 17th century, but he feels immature, ignorant and lonely. Through a series of trance states which he will try to master consciously, Ramiro may be able to incarnate visionarily real people from the past. The challenge is to take advantage as talismans of the preserved material culture of former epochs and its intense evocative potential. Can Ramiro get any help from the locals? Can he convince the incredulous on the accuracy of Giordano's theory and on the tremendous possibilities of the paleoservonautics? The Alfame people, immutable since centuries, seem to preserve an unconscious network of invisible threads to their ancestors. Finally, with the help of Lucia, the septic physician in care of Giordano, he departs on an unseen adventure through the sinuous meanders of space-time. This is the beginning of a saga of the most incredible and demanding new scientific and emotional experiences man can face. In this diffuse limbus, great mysteries are waiting. Can Ramiro save Giordano? What is the price to pay for such an unmatched challenge? The player, in the role of Ramiro, will have to respond.
Roberto, another beer, alcohol free.